Parallel ground paths occur when there are multiple conductive paths for ground fault current to flow. This situation can create a variety of problems within electrical systems, including increased noise, elevated ground potential, and potentially dangerous touch voltages. Understanding how these paths form and the consequences they present is crucial for designing and maintaining safe and reliable electrical installations. Firstly, it is important to grasp the fundamental concept of grounding. Grounding provides a low-impedance path for fault current to return to the source, facilitating the rapid operation of overcurrent protective devices such as circuit breakers or fuses. This process is essential for clearing ground faults quickly and minimizing the risk of electrical shock or fire. Ideally, the grounding system should ensure that all exposed metal parts of electrical equipment are at or near ground potential. However, when parallel ground paths exist, the intended flow of fault current can be diverted, creating several undesirable effects. One common scenario where parallel ground paths develop is in buildings with multiple interconnected electrical systems. For example, if a building has both a separately derived system, like a generator or transformer, and a service entrance from the utility company, the grounding electrodes of these systems may be interconnected. This interconnection can inadvertently create a parallel path for ground fault current. The presence of parallel ground paths can lead to increased electrical noise. Ground loops, which are a specific type of parallel ground path, can act as antennas, picking up electromagnetic interference from nearby sources. This noise can then be injected into sensitive electronic equipment, disrupting its operation or causing data errors. This is particularly problematic in environments where precision measurements or critical data processing is performed. Another significant concern associated with parallel ground paths is the potential for elevated ground potential. When ground fault current flows through multiple paths, the voltage drop along each path may differ. This difference in voltage drop can result in a potential difference between different grounding points within the electrical system. This potential difference can create a shock hazard if a person comes into contact with two grounded metal parts that are at different potentials. Parallel ground paths can also compromise the effectiveness of overcurrent protective devices. If a significant portion of the fault current is diverted through a parallel path, the current flowing through the intended ground fault path may be insufficient to trip the circuit breaker or blow the fuse. This can prolong the duration of the ground fault, increasing the risk of equipment damage, fire, or electrical shock. Several factors can contribute to the formation of parallel ground paths. Firstly, improper bonding of metal conduits, equipment enclosures, and other metallic components can create unintended ground paths. Secondly, the use of multiple grounding electrodes that are not properly sized or spaced can also lead to parallel paths. Thirdly, the interconnection of different electrical systems without proper isolation or coordination can create pathways for ground fault current to flow between systems. To mitigate the risks associated with parallel ground paths, several best practices should be followed. Firstly, ensure that all metal parts of electrical equipment are properly bonded together using appropriately sized bonding conductors. Secondly, follow the requirements of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, regarding grounding electrode systems. The NEC specifies the types of grounding electrodes that are permitted, the minimum size of grounding conductors, and the methods for bonding grounding electrodes together. Thirdly, consider the use of isolated ground receptacles for sensitive electronic equipment. Isolated ground receptacles provide a dedicated grounding path that is separate from the building's normal grounding system. This can help to reduce the amount of noise that is injected into the equipment's ground circuit. Fourthly, when interconnecting different electrical systems, ensure that proper isolation or coordination measures are in place. This may involve the use of isolation transformers or other devices to prevent ground fault current from flowing between systems. Fifthly, perform regular inspections and testing of the grounding system to ensure that it is functioning properly. This testing should include measurements of ground impedance and ground potential to identify any potential problems. Furthermore, proper documentation of the grounding system is essential. This documentation should include a detailed diagram of the grounding electrode system showing the location and size of all grounding electrodes and conductors. The documentation should also include records of all inspections and testing performed on the grounding system. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides specific requirements for grounding and bonding to minimize the risks associated with parallel ground paths. NEC Section 250.4 discusses general requirements for grounding and bonding, emphasizing the need for a low-impedance ground fault current path. NEC Section 250.24 covers grounding requirements for separately derived systems, specifying how these systems must be grounded and bonded to the building's grounding system. NEC Section 250.50 addresses grounding electrode systems, outlining the types of grounding electrodes that are permitted and the requirements for bonding them together. NEC Section 250.92 covers bonding of equipment enclosures and other metal parts, specifying the methods and materials that must be used to ensure a reliable electrical connection. NEC Section 250.96 provides requirements for bonding metal water piping systems, which can often serve as a grounding electrode. The correct application of grounding and bonding principles is vital for ensuring electrical safety and minimizing the risks associated with parallel ground paths. Ignoring these principles can lead to dangerous situations, including electrical shock, equipment damage, and fire. Therefore, it is essential for electricians, engineers, and other electrical professionals to have a thorough understanding of grounding and bonding requirements. In addition to the technical aspects of grounding and bonding, it is also important to consider the human factors involved. Electrical workers should be properly trained in grounding and bonding techniques and should be provided with the necessary tools and equipment to perform their work safely. Furthermore, electrical systems should be designed and installed in a way that minimizes the potential for human error. Parallel ground paths can be a complex and challenging issue to address. However, by understanding the underlying principles and following best practices, it is possible to minimize the risks associated with these paths and ensure a safe and reliable electrical system. The information contained in the presentation can provide a valuable resource for learning more about parallel ground paths and how to mitigate their effects. The PowerPoint presentation likely covers several key areas. Firstly, it likely explains the definition of a parallel ground path and how it differs from a normal ground path. Secondly, it probably illustrates common scenarios where parallel ground paths can occur, such as in buildings with multiple services or interconnected electrical systems. Thirdly, the presentation likely details the negative consequences of parallel ground paths, including increased noise, elevated ground potential, and compromised overcurrent protection. Fourthly, the presentation will potentially outline methods for identifying and mitigating parallel ground paths, such as proper bonding techniques, the use of isolated ground receptacles, and the implementation of isolation transformers. Fifthly, it may discuss relevant sections of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, pertaining to grounding and bonding. Sixthly, the presentation could include case studies or real-world examples of parallel ground path problems and their solutions. Seventhly, the presentation might provide practical tips and recommendations for designing and maintaining electrical systems to minimize the risk of parallel ground paths. Eighthly, the presentation may include diagrams and illustrations to visually demonstrate the concepts being discussed. Ninthly, the presentation could cover the importance of regular inspections and testing of grounding systems to detect and address potential problems. Tenthly, the presentation might include a question and answer section to address common questions and concerns about parallel ground paths. 11thly, the presentation could provide resources for further learning and information on grounding and bonding. Proper grounding and bonding are not just about meeting code requirements, they are about ensuring the safety of people and protecting equipment from damage. A well-designed and properly installed grounding system is a critical component of any electrical installation. The potential consequences of inadequate grounding can be severe, so it is essential to take this aspect of electrical work seriously. The presentation is designed to be easily understandable, with lots of graphics to illustrate the concepts. This makes it accessible to a wide audience, including electricians, engineers, technicians, and anyone else who wants to learn more about parallel ground paths. The goal is to provide a clear and concise explanation of the topic without getting bogged down in overly technical details. The availability of the presentation as a PowerPoint file makes it easy to share and distribute. It can be used as a training tool for electrical workers or as a reference for engineers and designers. The fact that it is free to request further enhances its value as a resource. In conclusion, parallel ground paths are a significant concern in electrical systems. They can lead to a variety of problems, including increased noise, elevated ground potential, and compromise over current protection. By understanding the causes and consequences of parallel ground paths, and by following best practices for grounding and bonding, it is possible to minimize the risks associated with these paths and ensure a safe and reliable electrical system. The PowerPoint presentation offers a valuable resource for learning more about this important topic. This presentation serves as an educational tool, enabling better understanding of complex grounding concepts. The visual aids within the presentation clarify potential parallel path scenarios, enhancing knowledge retention. The presentation also encourages proactive safety measures in electrical system design and maintenance. Proper grounding ensures operational integrity, preventing equipment malfunctions and downtime. Lastly, this resource empowers individuals to enhance their electrical expertise, improving overall system reliability.